Getting 10% body fat isn't just hard, it changes almost everything. So after losing fat multiple times, I know exactly what is required to get to 10% body fat. So in this video, I'm going to show you my full reality check so you know exactly what is required at every phase. So what is required to lose fat when you are at 30% body fat? Imagine you're driving a car, but every 30 minutes you need to stop to fill the tank with some more gas because the tank got some holes. So the gas in the car is constantly pouring out and decreasing. And you just keep driving and then stopping every 30 minutes to fill it up with some more gas. But in that situation, that's the wrong thing to do. You should stop and fix the holes in the tank and then fill it up with gas, and then you can go for hours without needing to fill it up with more gas because now it's fixed. It's not leaking anymore. And the same thing with your fat loss when you are at 30%. When you are at 30%, the best thing you can do is stop eating bullshit. You don't need hours of cardio, hours in the gym. You just need to stop with the bad habits that is making you gain fat. But what exactly do you need to stop eating? First of all, you need to stop with junk food. So all like high sugar foods, fast food, fried food, everything like that, you need to stop with it. Because the sugar makes you gain fat. And they are very calorie dense. Same with the fast food, the fried food. It has a lot of sugar, a lot of oils, which is very bad, that make you just gain more fat. And if you try to lose fat, it becomes very hard if you eat those foods regularly. And then also another bad habit you need to stop with is snacking. When you're just eating small things throughout the day, when you have those cookies, when you have those chocolate bars, when you have some ice cream, it all adds up at the end of the day and make you get in so much more calories and make it just very hard to lose fat. But this is not everything. You need to start drinking less alcohol, not more than 2 drinks a week. So these are the habits you need to stop doing. But also being aware of how big your portions are when you eat. So even if you start eating healthy, you can't have like a massive portion because it still adds up with a lot of calories, which will make it hard for you to lose fat. So this is how you should change your diet in order to lose fat at 30%. But that's not everything. You need to do this one thing too, and that's walking. Starting to walk daily and just getting in the habit of moving more will make you burn more calories and help you lose fat. And it doesn't need to be some crazy like 2-hour walks, but like walk as much as possible, but at least 20 minutes a day. And the best way to be consistent with those walks is make it a routine. If it's a 20-minute walk every morning when you wake up, or directly after your lunch, or directly after work, or you can even do 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening. But decide what time of the day you're gonna do it. In that way, it's much harder to skip it and forget doing it. Doing this will get you to 20% body fat. And if you want to lose fat faster and easier, and you're a busy entrepreneur, executive, or professional, you can get a free one-on-one coaching call with me right now. Just click the top link in the description and you can choose a time that fits you good. So what do you need to do to go from 20% to 15% body fat? So before the summer, I was around 18% body fat. I wanted to get leaner, get better abs for the summer. So I started having less carbs, cutting out calorie-dense foods like peanut butter, nuts, some sauces. I started also sticking to having 3 meals a day. So only breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Not having any snacks in between, not some smaller meal. And I also started running 2 to 3 times a week, just for like 20 minutes each time. Started doing that, and after a few weeks, I got down to 15% body fat just by doing those things. So at this phase, you actually need to do more things. You need to know that you are in a calorie deficit. You need to do some more cardio. Either if you're walking like 40 minutes, an hour a day, or you're out running, playing some sport. I also start hitting the gym at least 3 times in the gym, focusing much more on protein. You need to actually like put in more effort in order to get down to 15% body fat. And that's also where you will start seeing more of your abs. They will start getting visible. And this only took like 3-4 weeks for me. But how long does it take for someone that is not as experienced as me? So my client went from 20% to 15% body fat in under 23 days. And he did it while being a busy entrepreneur. To go from 20% to 15% body fat, it's not gonna take a long time if you do the right things. And how my client did it was pretty simple. He started working out 6 times a week. 3 times a week, he trained his full body, around 5 to 6 exercises. And then 3 days during the week, he go for a walk, 45-minute walk, and then he end the workout with 50 minutes of abs. Then I also made a diet plan for him. So a high protein breakfast with a lot of eggs, also some oatmeal. Then for lunch, a lot of ground beef, eggs, mainly that. And then the dinner was still good protein, but also some more carbs for the dinner. Then I also helped him with stop eating junk food. That was a big one. He had problem before with junk food, but I helped him stop. I said like start having it like less and less slowly so you can cut it out right away. And now he's done that. So this is how he got down to 15% body fat, and it's now on his way to going to 10% body fat and seeing his abs for the first time. Basically by starting working out more, going on more walks, walking more, and having 3 meals a day with high protein. It's still pretty simple, but how do you go from 15% to 10% body fat? So after I got to 15% body fat this summer, I started struggling. I wanted to lose that last layer of fat, get down to 10% body fat, have those like perfect abs I wanted to have. But it was hard for me. Even though I was doing everything right, I was eating clean, doing cardio, lifting weights, but I still like struggled. So one day I thought to myself, what is it? What do I need to do? And I was talking like back and forth with ChatGPT when I realized what I was doing wrong. I was only sleeping 5 to 6 hours. And ChatGPT said that's the problem. You're only sleeping 5 to 6 hours. Sleep 7 to 8 hours if you want to get to 10% body fat. I thought that's what I need to do. I started taking my sleep seriously. So I started setting an alarm when it was time for me to like go to bed, so I can make sure I get like 7.5 hours. And yeah, after 1-2 weeks of just focusing more on my sleep, I got to 10% body fat. And I realized like to get to 10% body fat, you actually need to put in more effort. Everything need to be right. Your training, your diet, and also your sleep. So to get to 10% body fat, it's more about the details. But what is the actionable things you need to do? I got you. Lift weights 3 times a week. Walk for 1 hour at least every single day. Sleep over 7 hours a day. Eat mainly high protein foods. So that's like meat, eggs, Greek yogurt. And eat 2 to 3 times a day. Fast for 16 hours. So you have 16 hours between your dinner and then the breakfast the next day. 16 hours at least in between. And then you need to be aware of how many calories you eat and make sure you are in a calorie deficit. Then stay away from all junk food and eat clean. So this is like exactly what you need to do. So if you do those things, you're all consistent with that, you will get to 10% body fat. And like it's gonna be hard. You will need to do some sacrifices. But if you don't sacrifice for your body becomes the sacrifice. So like if you want to get 10% body fat, if you want to be leaner than 99% of the world, you actually need to do some hard things. I know this was a lot, but this is what's required. This is just like the truth. So now you may be wondering like, was it worth it? Doing all those things, putting in the work day after day, being strict on your diet, disciplined, was it worth it to get down to 10% body fat? And the answer is really easy. Yes, it was worth it. It's like the confidence and how you feel when you get leaner. Maybe not 10% exactly, but around here, 10, 11, 12%. It's just like amazing. You can look in the mirror, you see your abs whenever you want. It's awesome, honestly. I've been at 18% body fat, 15% body fat, but now when I'm around 10%, this is the best. 10 up to like 12, 13. I think that's the best range. And the thing is, it's much easier to maintain. Me right now, I'm eating much more than I used to eat to get here. I can have bigger portions now. So it's only like for a few weeks, maybe a few months when you're losing fat where you need to be extra strict. After that, you can have bigger portions. You will have more energy. You will feel good. And I've also made it like sustainable now and make it fit my lifestyle. Like I could go like this my whole life. I made it pretty easy now when the way I eat, train, to stay at this body fat percentage. And I know how hard it can be to lose fat. So if you want help to get under 15% body fat and you're an entrepreneur, executive, or professional, I can help you out on a free coaching call. Click the top link in the description if you want that. And also on the call, you will have a chance to work with me one-on-one, just like I'm doing with this guy right here, who's making great progress. And then if you want to lose fat easier and faster, watch this video right here. It's my brutal advice they won't tell you to get lean. Become Jack Brother. Bah!